Okay, hello everyone. It's Monday, 9th of August. I mentioned in the chat that we're going to be using a towel. We're going to be working our necks with the towel. So if you have it with you, that would be great. Just put it around your neck for the moment. And I just mentioned it kind of looks like we're coming out of the spa, just out of the massage. So have it there while we do our breathing exercise. Let's roll our shoulders a few times just to get any tension out of the trapezius muscles. Change the direction of the circle, perhaps roll forward. And then let your shoulders rest. They sort of rest on top of the rib cage and allow them to expand out to the sides. This is actually going to help release the trapezius muscle. If you imagine an expansion out to the sides, lift your chest up so you get a lot of space in through the belly. You can place your hands onto your thighs and close your eyes for the moment. Now, this can be a beginning meditation at the beginning of our class. So you just feel your breath. And depending on what your breath is like right now, it's going to reflect upon your state of being. Right? If you felt a little bit rushed or a little bit stressed coming into class, maybe your breath is a little bit erratic. However, if it's slow, calm, and smooth, that's also going to reflect on your state of mind, that you're relaxed, that everything is flowing the way it should be. Perhaps your day, even your day is going as it should. Continue taking those deep, slow breaths. And just now, focus your attention on your heart center. So just the center of the chest. It's kind of a catchphrase in yoga when we talk about our heart center. Some people ask me, well, what is that? Where is it? If you can feel just a natural sensation at the center of your chest, it is a place where a lot of nerve endings are. And spiritually speaking, it's the place where you may have your heart chakra. So focus your attention there. And ask that area, just ask the question, what do I need today? What do I need today to feel really good? What kind of positive emotion do I want to feel? What we're doing right now is a mind and heart connection. And we're connecting our thoughts with our breath and even with the beating of our hearts. Take a moment just to imagine right now if there's a color to your heart center, to that region. Doesn't matter what color, just see if you can pick one. And imagine it becoming brighter as you breathe into it and softening as you breathe out. For those of you who are just joining, we're taking deep, slow breaths and connecting to the heart center. The eyes closed. A short opening meditation. Two more deep breaths. Let's see if you can get that color of your heart center to become more vibrant. One more deep breath in. And then let's gently open our eyes. Blinking your eyes a few times, coming back. Good job. Okay. As I've mentioned in the chat, we're going to be working with a towel. So if you have a small towel, even if it's really small, that's fine. If it's a washcloth, you can have it around your neck. Place it around your neck, rolled up, and you can grab either the two ends of the towel or somewhat closer to the neck. Now, here's where we need to be very gentle and aware of what we're doing. I want you to gently pull against the towel and lengthen your neck. So lifting your head away from your shoulders and pull your head back a little bit. The towel is going to pull against your vertebra at the neck and pull them forward, okay? So we're gonna do this 5 times and I'll show from the side just what it looks like. So we'll take a deep breath in, lift your head, pull gently against the towel. So it's pulling the vertebra forward and you should feel your head growing towards the sky. And then as you breathe out, you can release. We'll do that again. Breathe in, gently pull the towel against your neck. So very, very gently, please keep the jaw relaxed. Lengthen your head to the sky. And release. We do that 3 more times. Breathing in, lengthen, crown of the head to the sky, lengthen your neck. Feel that there's curve being created at your neck. And breathe out, release. 2 more times. Lengthen, pulling gently against the towel. And breathe out. Last one. Breathing in, lengthening, pulling gently against the towel. Good. And breathe out. Take the towel off of your neck. Gently turn your head from side to side. And now we'll take both hands and I want you to like grab around the neck, but not hard, just a gentle curving of the fingers around your neck. And you'll pull the tissues from the back to the front. And we can do that about 5 times as well. No need to do it along with the breath. You can just breathe deeply and normally. Feel like you're pulling the tissue of the neck forward. This is a really nice, beautiful massage for the neck. It helps to release tension and helps to get our neck and our head in a good position for work. Good. And let's bring our hands back down onto our laps and just gently, again, turning your head from side to side. Perfect. Coming back to center. We're going to keep our towel. We'll use the towel again towards the end of class. So you can place it to the side of your mat. Clasp your hands together and push your palms skyward, lifting up through the heart center. Good. Let's take another deep breath in, lift taller, and breathe out, lean to your right. Breathing in, let's rise back up. Breathe out, lean to your left, lengthening out the body. Breathing in, rise back up. Breathe out, lean to the right. Breathing in, rise. Breathing out, leaning to the left. Breathing in. 1 more time each side. Let's breathe out to the right. Coming back to center. And breathe out to the left. Good job. Back to center. Palms together, thumbs into the upper back. Push gently your head against your forearms. Lifting up your chin, lengthen everything out. This feels so good. And then we're going to stretch the arms, bring the hands down in front of the heart center. And let's roll over, coming up onto our hands and knees. So hands can be underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and we get into our cat-cow position. Let's take a deep breath in and curl the spine. Breathing out, let's round. And again, we'll breathe in and curl. Breathing out, rounding. And we'll keep moving through these positions. Breathing in, breathing out. One more time, let's breathe in and breathe out. Let's come back to a flat back. Lift your head in the flat back. So the chin is lifted. You're still looking about 30 centimeters in front of you. Stretch your right leg behind you. And we're going to press into the heel, getting a stretch into the calf muscle and release. So it's a little bit of bouncing, but gentle bouncing. And again, we're going to press back and forth. 2 more times, back and forth, and once more. Now raise the leg, draw a nice circle with the foot. Change the direction of the circle. That's it. Now keeping the leg up, let's raise it up even higher so you get deep curve in the low back. Lift your chin again, deep breath in, and as you breathe out, knee and nose come together. Breathing in, lift the leg. Breathing out, knee and nose. Breathing in, breathing out. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. Bring the knee back down underneath the hip. Lift your chin again so that you're looking about 30 centimeters in front of you. And we change legs. Left leg comes back behind us, toes tucked under. And we bounce into a gentle bounce. Press back and forward. All the while, you should be breathing in and out of your nose. And the tongue should be in the home position. What does that mean? That means it's resting at the top of your palate and touching the backs of the teeth. So when the tongue is relaxed, it takes all the space in the mouth. And that's where we should have it. Let's lift the leg up now. Draw a circle with the foot. Change the direction of the circle. Now point the toes and lift the leg even higher. You get into an arch of the low back. Breathe in, breathe out, bring the knee and nose towards each other. And again, let's breathe in, breathing out. Breathing in and out. Remember, tongue in the home position as you do this. Breathing in and out. One more time. Breathing in and out. Bring the knee back down. Let's open the knees and sink down into a child's pose. Reach your arms far out in front of you. Forehead comes down to the floor. And just rest here for a moment. You should be feeling a deep stretch through the low back and perhaps also in the hips. With your head looking forward, let's come up onto the hands and knees without moving the hands. Keep them far out in front of you. Bring the knees back in at hip width. And let's ignite the back body by curving the low back. Lift your chin, curving the neck. And we'll just bounce back and forth here. The hips go back. This is a super prepping position. It also prepares the shoulders, hips, and knees. So let's sink back. Lift your right knee up, right foot onto the floor. Right hand reaches far out in front of you, and we'll bounce back and forth gently here. There's a rotation in the hip. And the knee also is in a good position to get the hip in its proper position.
Bring the hand back down where it was and stretch your right leg out to the side, toes pointing forward. We get a little inner thigh stretch. Bounce back and forth again. Low back is curved. You should feel a little stretch on the inner thigh. And let's release and bring the knee back down. Begin bouncing back and forth again, keeping the hips curled, low back curved. And then we bring the left knee up to the sky. So there's a rotation in the hip. Left hand reaches forward, fingertips touch the floor, and we press back again. Now bring the hand back down where it was. Stretch your left leg out, inner thigh, toes pointing forward. Keep the low back curved. Keep your chin lifted, keep the hips lifted. Bouncing back and forth. Now we'll bring the knee back down underneath the hip. Lift up onto the toes, raise the knees, bring your feet hip width and you're in crouching cat. Everything lifting, head lifting, shoulders lifting, hips lifting, and we'll bounce here back and forth. The knees open up as you bounce. All right. Now we'll open the feet as wide as the mat. Walk your hands back. Fingertips on the floor, hips pushing back and up, and we'll squat deeper here, bouncing down and up. Knees go wide, chin lifted. 3, 2, 1. Raise the hands up and onto the knees. Shoulders widening, hips pressing back. Let's bring our right shoulder forward. Look over your left shoulder behind you. Turn back to center. And we'll press our left shoulder forward. Look over your right shoulder behind you. Back to center. Raise your chest only. Keep the knees bent. Keep the hips pressing back far behind you. Lift up the chest and raise the arms. If you want to curl the fingers, you can go for it, or you stretch your fingers. Sink down in a deep squat and your arms will go up. Coming back up. We do 5 times. 4, 3, that's it. 2, 1. Come all the way up to standing. Step your feet in and step your feet forward to the front edge of your mat. Separate the feet hip width. Knees are soft, hips are back, the belly is long, shoulders wide. Hands can come to your heart center. So this is our perfect posture, okay? You look for your perfect posture. See if you can have the jaw relaxing and your tongue is in the home position. Breath is in and out of the nose. And let's get moving. Take a deep breath in, raise your arms, stretch skyward. As you breathe out, let's fold forward, bend at the knees, bend at the hips, hands come down. Step back to your plank position. Lift your chin, straighten out your arms without hyperextending the elbows. Holding 3, pull your hands towards your feet. 2, 1. Knees can come down. If you want, your feet can come up. Open your hands and do 1 push-up. The chest moves to the floor and comes back up. Now move all the way down, pointing your toes. Hands come under the shoulders. Rise up to a cobra. So the cobra, your shoulders should be widening to the sides. You don't need to push them back, just widen them. Coming back down, push up onto your hands and knees. Let's take the right hand off the mat, left hand on top. Press the hips back so you're stretching out the side body. Lifting back up, we change. Left hand off the mat, right hand on top. Press your hips back. Coming back to center, hands onto the mat. Tuck your toes, rise to a downward facing dog or crouching cat, whichever you prefer. And begin stepping your feet forward. Lift your fingers up so the tips of the hands, tips of the fingers touch the floor. Bend your knees. Set your hands to your thighs. Now this really helps the low back. Lift your chin, push against your thighs with your hands. Coming up into a squat, hips back, chin lifted, shoulders wide. Raise the arms by your ears and come all the way up to standing, hands to the heart center. So that last squat position should be a challenge. If it's too easy, you need to go down lower. Let's start again. We'll go a little bit faster. Take a deep breath in, rise up. Breathe out, we'll fold forward. Stepping back to a plank position, hold your plank, pulling your hands towards your feet. Lengthen your belly and hold 3, 2, 1. Knees come down, feet can come up, hands can go wide, and move down and up. Just one push-up. Move all the way to the floor. Pointing your toes, hands come under the shoulders. Open your shoulders wide as you rise to a cobra. Bring your chest back down, up onto the hands and knees. Now the hands go off the left-hand side of the mat. Left hand, right hand on top, pressing back. Coming off, right hand side of the mat. Right hand, left hand on top, pressing back. Back to center, hands onto the mat. Take crouching cat or downward facing dog. Looking to your hands, begin taking baby steps forward until you reach the front edge. You come up onto your fingertips. Bend your knees low. Hands come to the thighs. Now get the hips down low. Lift your chest. Straightening your arms. Raise your arms by your ears. And come all the way up to standing, hands to the heart center. Refine that perfect posture. The knees are soft. Hips are back. Everything's lengthening. Let's go. Take a deep breath in, rise up. As you breathe out, fold yourself forward. Stepping back to a plank position. I'm going to come and have a look. Hold your plank position. 3, that's it. 2, good Taina. Excellent, Lisa. 1, bring your knees down, everyone. Open your hands and do a push-up. Good, Evelyn. Excellent, Finola. All the way down. Point your toes, rise, open the shoulders for Cobra. Good, Natalie. Bring your chest back down. Push back and bring your hands off the mat, right hand side, stretching out the left hand side of the body. So you're on your knees, hands off the right hand side, stretch out the left. Good. Now bring your hands off the left hand side, stretch out the right. Yes. Coming back to center, tuck your toes under and take down dog or crouching cat. Good. Now from your down dog or crouching cat, stay here and raise your right leg up as high as possible. So this is something we haven't done in a long time. Raise it up, bend the knee, and let's open the hip. Yeah, beautiful. Bring the leg back down. You can keep the knee bent if you wish, and then raise your left leg. Up, left leg goes up, bend the knee and open the hip. Yeah, you get this really curvy, beautiful curve of the low back, as well as a lovely stretch of the psoas iliac muscle. Bring the foot back down. Good job. Begin stepping your feet forward until you come to the front edge of your mat. Now let's take that squat again. Bend your knees down low, hands to your thighs, hips back, lift the chest, arms are straight. Now raise your arms by your ears, hold it. 3, yes. 2, lengthen your belly. Beautiful, excellent, Lisa and Taina. 1, come up to standing, hands to your heart center. We do the same thing other side. Deep breath in, rise up. Breathing out, let's fold forward. Good, stepping back to your plank position. Hold your plank. Feel that your hands are pulling towards your feet. 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees to the earth. Open your hands and do 1 push-up. Just 1. Down and up. Good. Move all the way down. Point your toes. Rise to a cobra and see if you can get the cobra with really wide shoulders.
widening out to the sides. Good job. Bring your chest back down. Push up onto your knees, and we stretch out the side body again. Hands to the left. Good. Back to center and hands to the right. Good. Back to center. Take your down dog or crouching cat. This time, raise the left leg first. Bend the knee, open the hip. Get that stretch through the psoas. Well done. Bring the foot back down and change. Raise your right leg. Bend the knee, open the hip. Stretching through the psoas. Yes. Good. Bring the leg back down. Begin stepping forward to the front edge of your mat. Once you're there, feet apart, hands to the thighs. Lift the chest. Good. So you're in that deep squat. Now raise the arms next to your ears, reaching to the sky. Hips are down and back. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Come all the way up to standing. Hands can come straight to the back of your neck. Now, just as we did at the beginning of class, I want you to pull the tissues forward. We're just going to do it 3 times. Grab and pull forward. 3, 2, and 1. Good job, everyone. Bring your hands to your heart center. Bend your knees. Let your hips go back so you're engaging the back body. And raise your right foot like you're stepping up onto a stair. Hold it here, shoulders wide, neck lifted. Bend your left knee. It's like a half squat. Holding 3, 2, 1. From here, hands go to your hips. Lean forward and bring the right leg up behind you, but keeping the knees bent. So the right leg is bent, left leg is bent. Now stretch your arms out to the sides. This is a type of airplane, but it's part of the airplane. It's propeller pose. So our legs are like a propeller. Stretch your arms, reach behind you. 3, 2, 1. Hands can come to your heart center. Set your right foot down behind you, so not far behind you. It's in a lunge type position. Open your shoulders wide. Lift your chin, and we'll sink our hips back towards our back heel. Sink down and up. We do this 5 times. 4. You should really feel the glutes engaging doing it this way. 3, 2. Now stay down low. Grab your elbows. Feel like you're pulling your arms apart. And twist to your left. Turning, twisting to the left. Keep the hips stable, just the upper body moving. 3, 2, 1. Turn back to center. Catch your balance once again, and we'll lift the right foot up and cross it over the left leg. Keep holding onto your elbows, pulling them apart. Lift the right knee high. Let the back curve. Lift the chin, holding 3, 2, 1. Come up to standing, hands to your heart center. Release, take a deep breath in. Breathe everything out. Hands come to your neck, and let's pull the tissues forward again 3 times. 3, 2, and 1. Hands come back to the heart center. Bend your knees. Let your hips go back like a little squat. Lengthen out the belly. It makes it strong. To lengthen it out makes it stronger. Raise your left leg like you're stepping up onto a stair. Hold it here. It's like a one-legged squat. Set your gaze at the horizon. 3, 2, 1. Propeller pose. So you lean forward. Keep the head and chin lifted. You're looking maybe a couple of meters in front of you. Both knees bend and the back knee lifts. Let's stretch our arms to the sides and a little bit behind us. Stretch completely at the elbow.
Lengthen out, holding 3, 2, 1. Hands come to your hips. Bring your back foot down so you're in like a lunge position, a very low lunge position. Now let's grab a hold of the elbows again. Here, you want to find the position where where it's opposite from before. So before I had my right arm on top of my left. Now I've got my left arm on top of my right. And we're going to sink down into a deep lunge. Hips go back. 3, actually 5, 4, 3. You sink back towards the back heel. 2, like you're going to sit down on the heel. 1, hold and twist to your right this time. Good. Keeping the hips stable. Just twist the upper body. Really good for the abdominals. Core work here, ladies. Good. Turn back forward. Good job. Keep it here and lift the left leg. Cross it over the right. Knees are lifting. Pull your arms apart. Lift the chin. Eyes at the horizon. Tongue at the home place in the mouth. 2 more breaths. Last one here. And we uncross and let go. Whew. Hands at the neck, last time the massage. Here we go. Pull the tissues forward. 3, 2, and 1. Bringing your hands to your hips. Be sure your feet are hip width and pointing perfectly forward. We're going to lift our heels and sink down into a little squat. Heels are lifted, you're on your toes. Grab into the floor with all 10 toes and raise your arms out in front of you. If you want to curl the hands, you may. Sink down nice and low, lengthen out the belly, and then raise the arms in a diagonal position in a V, lifting the chin. Hips are back. Hold and breathe. Tongue in the home position. One more deep breath in. Good job. Bringing the heels back down, straightening your legs, hands to your heart center. Well done. That should have really raised the heat. Take a deep breath in, raise the arms, and let's fold forward, bending at the knees. Bring the hands down to the floor and step back to a plank position, please. If you need to, lower your knees in the plank. Otherwise, the knees are lifted, knees are soft, hips are lifted, belly is long, chin is lifted. Pull your hands towards your toes. And we hold it here. 5, 4. Widen your shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. Everyone, bring your knees down. Open the knees wide. And let's sink back onto our heels to relax. Palms can turn to the sky. Bring your forehead down to let go. Taking some deep, slow breaths here. So let go of the low back, the neck, the shoulders. Lift your head, coming back up onto your hands and knees. I want you to bring your knees to the right-hand side of the mat, and you'll bring your left elbow down. Turn yourself so that you're in a side plank, but on the elbow. Press the elbow down into the earth. If you want to, you make a fist with your left hand. It helps to align the wrist. Keeping the hips up, raise the top arm. So your left elbow should be down, the right arm rises. Lifting your hips up. Now stretch your right leg out. It can be on the floor or raised. Keep lifting the hips up, holding. Look up to the sky 3, 2, 1. Bring the right foot down, bring the right hand down, bring that left hip down, and slide yourself all the way down onto your left hand side. From here, right arm comes out in front of you. Raise the right leg diagonally behind you. So the left knee should be forward of the hips. The right leg is back of the hips, okay? You should feel a nice contraction down the side glute right here. Flex your foot now, and we're gonna raise the leg pulsing, lift it, lift it. So all these exercises are gonna be exercises that are gonna help you find your best posture. We're engaging and igniting the muscles that typically get atrophied throughout our day. And those muscles help to keep us structurally balanced. This is the moyen fessier, or the medius, gluteus medius. And working the gluteus medius is going to help our hips to stay healthy. Lifting up 3 more, 2, hold it up there, hold it up there. Point your toes down a little bit, and you're going to feel it even more. Hold it up. Good. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Bring the leg down, and let's roll onto our bellies. Roll right over. If you need to readjust, get back on your mat, you can just scoot over. Lift up onto your elbows. You can curl your fingers if you wish, or place your palms down. Widen your shoulders, lift and open the throat, and here we are in Sphinx position. Feet should be pointed. Now let's engage through the legs. Feel like you're lifting your knees up into your thigh muscles, and pull your chest away from the hips. Lengthen out the side body, and lengthen your neck as well. And just take a few deep breaths here. Shoulders widening. Last deep breath. Bring your chest back down. Set your hands where your elbows were. Push up onto your hands and knees. Tucking your toes under. Take either crouching cat or downward facing dog. Up to you. Good. Hips are lifted. Lift your chin. Hold it here. This can be a challenge in and of itself. Lifting the hips up. Lifting your head. Deep breaths, and the tongue in the home position. Now bring your knees down. Open the knees and come into a child's pose, turning the palms upwards to the sky. Forehead comes down. Let go. A couple of deep, slow breaths here to let yourself go. I'm just going to turn myself around so I face the computer while you breathe, and that way, while we do the other side, I'll be facing you. Bring your palms back down, lift up onto your knees, and this time we'll bring the knees to the left-hand side of the mat. So you just scoot them over towards the left, both knees. Now bring your right elbow down and turn to your left this time. Hips are lifted. Raise your left arm if possible. If it's not, you bring the hand down. Think about lengthening the neck at the same time. Raise the left leg and hold it here. Really good work for the core. Hold it. Look skyward if possible, otherwise look down. Right hand in a fist to align the wrist. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the left hand back down, bring the foot down, and let's bring that right hip down. Stretch your right arm out onto the floor to bring your head down onto the arm. Left arm stretched out in front of you. So the right knee is forward of the hips. The left leg, let's bring it behind the hips so that engages right away the glutes. And you should feel that. If you want to, set your hands at your left hip or onto your left glute. And once you bring the leg behind you, up, you feel them bunching up and contracting. It's like they mound up. That's what we want. Left arm out in front, and we're just going to do pulses up and down. Small pulses, which are going to engage glute medius as well as a bit glute maximus. But our focus here is glute medius, which helps to keep the femur bone in the proper position in your hip socket. Most of us have glute medius that are weakened, okay? And getting them strengthened again is going to help the structural integrity of your hips. Keep pressing up. Let's do 3 more. 2, 1. Hold the leg up there. I know it's difficult. It might be burning a little bit, but we want to get that muscle strengthened. Hold it there. 5, 4, 3, almost there, ladies. Good. 2, 1. Good job. Bring the leg down. Whew, that should feel good. Stretch the legs and roll onto your tummies. Once again, hands underneath the forehead. Feet can be hip width or maybe a little bit wider. Heads can be down onto the hands, so you relax your neck. Let's raise both legs, and you're going to be squeezing through the glutes. The low back, of course, will be working as well. And we'll bring the legs together and apart, together and apart. So this is a really good Pilates exercise. And you want to engage the glutes and the backs of the legs. Let's go a little bit faster. Together and apart, together and apart. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the legs back down. Whew. Excellent. Stretch your arms out to the sides. Lift both arms, shoulders, head, neck, and then both legs. And we just hold here in a static posture. You can point your toes if you wish. Lift your head to engage the muscles in the neck. Holding 3, squeeze your shoulder blades. 2, and 1. Hands come under the shoulders. Push up onto the hands and knees. Tucking your toes under, just as we did before, we take either crouching cat or down dog. Lifting the head, lift your hips high, and hold here. Tongue in the home position. Deep breaths. 3, 2, arms are straight and strong, but not hyperextended. 1 more deep breath. And 1. Bring your knees down. Open your knees as wide as your mat. And let's sink back, palms to the sky, child's pose. Good job, ladies. From here, slide your hands back and come up onto your hands and knees. Now you could stay seated on your hands and knees like this, or if it's not good for your knees, you could come up onto a kneeling position on the knees. You could also pad your knees with the towel, or alternatively, you could take a big pillow, place it between your feet, and come seated on the big pillow so that you're not bending your knees so much. Find the position which suits you, which is going to be the best for your knees, okay? From there, raise your right arm. Keep the chin level to the floor and your eyes at the horizon. Draw the arm back so it's like locking the shoulder in to its proper socket. Raise the arm and bring it over the head, reaching for the spine. Left arm, same thing. You're going to lock it in. Then you turn the hand and you lift it up and see if you can grab the right hand. If you cannot, it's not a big deal. You could also use your handy dandy towel and grab a hold. Okay. This is a wonderful stretch of the triceps and the shoulders. Not to be overdone, however. If you feel any pain, please back off the stretch. If you feel pain and you don't want to go so far, you could set your hand at the low back, other hand at the neck simply, and stay here. 2 more breaths. Once more. And releasing the hands. Fingertips are on the floor. You can roll the shoulders. Let's change arms. Raise your left arm, lock it in, bring it over the head, reaching for the spine. Right arm, lock it in, turning, and reach up to grab the fingers. Lifting your chin, hold the position. Release the hands, fingertips on the floor, roll your shoulders a few times. Good. Let's get to a seated position. Bring your feet to one side. If you have a pillow, take it out from underneath. Coming into a seated position, I want you to take your towel and roll it up again. Okay. So it's nicely rolled. And here we're going to place it at the back of the neck. Pulling the belly in, roll down onto your back. And set your head on the floor so that there's space for the towel between the neck and the floor, okay? Sometimes we press the neck down too far by tucking our chin in. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that there's curve in the neck. Now the curve is going to be different for everyone. That's normal. We're all different. We're all made differently, thank goodness. But one thing is for sure, we should have a small natural curve in our neck. And sometimes when the muscles get weak, we lose the curve. And simply putting something behind our necks while lying on the floor can help to refine that curve. And it's very, very relaxing. Keeping this curve while we do our next exercises might be a little bit of a challenge. I want you to bring your arms down by your sides, walk your feet away from you, and the heels are into the floor, toes are up. This is our hamstring bridge. Lift your hips up and feel like you're pulling your heels towards your hips. So this is engaging nicely your hamstrings. Feel like your belly's lengthening out at the same time, lift your chest away. And here I can feel I can keep nice curve in my neck. So it should be the same for you. Take some deep breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hips down. Raise one leg at a time. And notice how your neck is affected by raising your legs. See if you can keep that curve. Grab a hold of your feet and take a little happy baby pose, keeping that curve. Take some deep, slow breaths here. Just let go of the backs of the legs, as well as the low back. Releasing the feet, let's bring the feet back down. Bring your feet at hip width, heels down, toes down. Place the elbows into the floor. Curve your low back here before lifting the hips and raise the hips up. Notice also your neck is going to want to lose its curve. See if you can keep the curve. Okay, the chin needs to remain lifted. Nice curve in the neck. All right. Hips should be curving backwards instead of tucking under and pressing upwards. Feel your belly lengthening out. Holding 3, 2, 1. Now stay lifted. Walk your feet in towards each other. You don't have to join the feet, but just a little bit closer. Let's raise the right leg and we'll press up to the sky. Pressing up 10, 9, really working the left glute and thigh. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, here's the last one. Bring the foot back down and let's raise the left leg. Pointing the toes. Let's press up to the sky. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the foot back down. Re-separate your feet. Keep everything lifted. Now, for any of you who do full bridge, you could do the full bridge now. Come up to the crown of your head, rise up to full bridge. Otherwise, stay here in half bridge for another 10, 9, 8, tongue in home position, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raise your arms up over your head. Let your back come down one vertebra at a time. See if you can do this, keeping curve in the neck. And once you're all the way down, keep the arms over your head. Let your knees, open your feet as wide as your mat, and then let your knees go to the right. Reach with your left arm even farther behind you. One knee at a time, lift, and then the knees go to your left. Reach your right arm far, far behind you. Deep breathing. One knee at a time, lifts. Now we'll take the towel out from underneath, place it to the side, and let your head turn from side to side once again. Just notice how you're feeling, what the sensation is at your neck. Walk your feet in a little bit towards each other. Keep curve in the low back. And we're going to raise our right leg to the sky, grab behind the thigh, and root the thigh down into the hip socket. So we won't be doing any chest lifts, any crunches for our abdominals today. But we did the side plank for the abdominals. We also did the standing twist for the abdominals, and we did the front plank for the abdominals. Plus, I don't want to do any pulling on the neck, as we've worked the neck a lot today, and we want to keep the curve. Okay, so pull your thigh bone down into the hip socket, foot flexed. You should feel the stretch down the back of the leg, should be quite strong. And we'll bend the knee, crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. Lift up both legs. Pull the knees up and towards the shoulders. Holding this position. See if you can continue to create curve in your low back as you do this. It's going to have more effective, a good stretch on the hip. Then bring the left foot down. Let your knees fall to your right. Turn your head to the left. Reach the left arm out. And then to add on to this, right arm reaches across your chest, and see if you can touch the inner elbow of the left arm. Uncross, the right ankle comes off the left knee, and unwind. You can curve in the low back. Let's raise our left leg, grab behind the thigh, and root the thigh down into the hip socket, flexing your foot. Keeping curve in the low back and in the neck. Now let's bring the left ankle crossed over the right thigh. Both knees come up to the shoulders. Grab around the legs, either behind the right thigh or completely around the legs, and pull them towards the shoulders. Keeping the legs crossed, we'll bring the right foot down onto the floor. Let your knees go to the left. Reach your right arm out to the side for a nice spinal twist to start. And then to add on, let's raise the left arm, reaching towards the right. See if you can touch the inner elbow of the right arm. Let's uncross the legs and unwind. Lifting up both feet, bring the soles of the feet together. Grab either the ankles or the feet and let your knees splay wide. Rock a bit from side to side. Pull the feet a little bit closer to you. Elbows press against the inner thighs to open the knees. Then relaxing, stretching one leg at a time onto your mat. Let's turn the palms of the hands to the sky. Find a nice, comfortable position on your mat. Be sure that you've got curve at your low back and curve at your neck. And begin taking some deep, slow breaths in and out of the belly. So when the belly moves with your breath, you've got expansion of the diaphragm, which is what we want. We want it to contract downwards and expand outwards to the sides at the lower ribs.
Let's bring our attention back to the heart center. As you relax here for a few moments. And bring your thoughts back to the sensations you would like to have today. What kinds of emotions will positively affect your day? Feel those emotions at your heart center. And what color is the heart center for you? And can you breathe into that color, make it more vibrant? Begin now moving your fingers and your toes. Take a deep breath in and raise your arms over your head, stretching from fingers to toes. And gently lift your knees up to your chest. Squeeze your knees against your chest. Roll all the way onto your right hand side. Setting your hands down on the floor, push into the floor to lift from the side. Come to an easy seated position. Good. Let's rub our hands together. Bring your hands over your face. And tap around the eyes gently. Shaking out. Let's do it one more time. Hands at your heart center. I wish you all a lovely afternoon. Thanks for joining me today. Namaste. Nicely done, everyone.